had my iPad and a dream. So
Hi everyone, my name is Bianca, the artist behind Beyond Your Illustrations. This is Mal, Philip, and Akashi, and welcome to the first vlog of 2025. Let's catch up because it's been a long year already. The year in question is only 2 months in, but there's been a lot of new things going on with me, my art, and my business, so let's get started. For those who are new or need a refresher, I'm a Filipino-American freelance illustrator and designer based in the San Francisco Bay Area, and I run a small art business selling stickers, prints, charms, and tote bags inspired off of my favorite things. I also do in-person art markets and artist alley for anime conventions, and then YouTube as a hobby to document these adventures, to give advice and insight of being a self-employed artist. I just wanted to start off with saying happy anniversary to us. It's been 5 years since I opened my shop, February 2020, and we've just been going ever since. And then on top of that, it's also my 2-year vending anniversary as well. So I can't thank you all enough for supporting my art online, in person, and after all these years, because I really couldn't have done it without guys' support. So thank you so much, and cheers to many more years. And I'm so excited to create some more. Yay! Akashi is tired. He's been manning this business like a ship. New year, new opportunities, new desk. For the past year, I've been working in this new office space. I've been using the plastic tables that you use at markets to do my admin work, my packing orders, and market prep, and it really hurt my back. And because I kept bending down at a weird angle because the table was way too low. So I just wished it was a bit higher to add like less strain. So can you imagine my excitement when Flexi Spot reached out and offered for me to try their E6 standing desk? A big thank you for them for wanting to collaborate with me and making this upgrade possible, because this has been such a huge help with my workflow. I got the 6.5 by 2.5 bamboo tabletop with the white legs because the wood and the white combo is so clean. I genuinely enjoy assembling furniture. Growing up, I volunteered to build whatever we got that day, so making this was very fun and straightforward. They even provided cable managed materials to help you tuck in the wiring, which is such a nice touch. I had Ben help me flip this thing over. We were both fascinated how tall it can go, so we are just like pressing the button and confirmed it can go up pretty high.
Can I have one hot chocolate? Can I have one hot chocolate?
Going up.
I know.
And then immediately I decorated and put all of my inventory, my packing materials, and all my knickknacks. As you can see, this massive desk can fit everything. And I've been using it for the past month, and this E6 desk has exceeded my expectations. Especially as an artist running a shop, I need as much space as possible. It's super stable without any wobbling, and it can hold up to 355 pounds. But my favorite part is to save settings when I need to sit and stand. So with one click, let me demo. Ooh. Ah. This is how tall I need it to be when I stand. And there's another button. It goes down to the height you need when you need to sit. Amazing. My back hurts less, so thank you so much. At the end of December, I spent the majority of my time moving all of my shop inventory and equipment to this office space out of my parents' house, where I've been operating my shop since 2020. I knew I needed this new chapter in my life and fully separate my work from my personal matters. Also, for them to not be surrounded by boxes anymore. Bless their hearts, because they've always been very supportive of all of this and allowed me to use the space to grow comfortably. And then I converted my previous office to my current bedroom, which is more cozy and small, and it's like a little studio space where I can just focus on creating my art and editing these videos. Hello everyone, long time no vlog. We are moving all of this out of this room and into the new studio space. I'm keeping my desktop here because I like editing in this room in particular. But yeah, I am so bittersweet because I've been in this room for the past 3 years. I actually originally was working in my other place in my parents' house, but I have outgrown this place so much. I realize this area more and downsize all of my how long? I don't know how long it's been. I think it's been like an hour. No, not even an hour, like 3 hours and we cleared the space. This looks a little bit more bearable to look at. With this big change, my work-life balance has improved significantly, and since I have a reserved space for work, I'm able to relax at home again. Speaking of prayers, January is when a lot of Artist Alley app for anime conventions come out, and boy, it has been so rough, especially because a lot of cons have been turning over to lottery system to give a fair chance to everyone applying with the rise of applications coming in. But here are my results. Low wait lists, a rejection, but on the bright side, here are my upcoming events. My only saving grace was getting to Anime Expo. All my luck went into that, to be honest, but I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm also expanding my horizons when it gets to in-person events by looking into more small local markets closer to home, and also getting to know more of the people in the Bay. One of those events are going to be CarrierCon. It's a one-day anime convention on a boat. That vlog is going to be so fun. But I'm also doing my first ever outdoor market events at SJ Made Fest and Foodieland San Jose. So wish me luck, and I hope to see you guys there. But I did finish my first event of the year, SJ Made Friend Fest, and my friends put friend in Friend Fest. It was so fun, and it was such a successful event. That being my first tabling event ever, it has such a special place in my heart. So good. It was so good. I have a dedicated vlog for that one, and I'm so excited to edit that and look back on all the memories. So yeah, thank you for those who stopped by. I really appreciate you. Since anime conventions are competitive to get in these days, we artists always have to adapt and overcome these changes and have multiple streams of income. Hopefully, with your guys' help and support, my online shop has been keeping me afloat. And I did a holiday sale end of last year, and there were a lot of orders to pack. Editing me here popping in. Before we go into the segment of this video, I cannot pronounce words. It is consignment store, not co-assignment store. I was corrected, and it turns out I can't speak, dealing with me not knowing how to pronounce words properly. So go through this entire part of the video just me mispronouncing the words, but I just don't want to re-record it. Sorry. Another form of stream of income that I really wanted to try this year was a co-assignment store. So a co-assignment store is where you rent out a space in an in-person location and you have your products there for a set period of time. The shop does take commission out of your sales, but only a small amount. It's not like wholesale where they buy a bunch of products in bulk and then they sell it based on their own terms. I'm happy to announce that my items are going to be in HappiBara Station in Little Tokyo in Southern California, which is so exciting. I actually met one of the owners at AWA, and they were so sweet and kind, just letting me know that they would love my stuff there for their Q2. So from March to June, I will have my items there. I had to tag all of my tote bags with barcodes, and it just felt so official. I'll have more information down below so you can check them out if you're in the area. I do have a really big audience in SoCal. Since I don't do a lot of in-person events, it's a great opportunity for you guys to get my stuff without having to worry about shipping fees or going to an event. The co-assignment store was on my bucket list of a business plan that I wrote for the first time ever, or one that actually makes sense that's not in my notes app. So I've been running my business for 5 years, and I feel like I'm finally getting somewhere. Made this plan on Milanote, not sponsored by the way, and I have so many projects and aspirations lined up for a shop update with like an official stationery line with my original characters, a romance/anime couple mini print gacha for conventions, and then hopefully a community toke calendar. Just so many ideas. I feel so pumped and ready and actually prepared for once.
Feeling a little sick I think I caught the cold because it's raining right now in Northern California. I'm also watching Ivy, June, and Macy's stream while I work on my stamp rally as well. But Ben got me an udon and I'm so excited because I haven't eaten all day yet. So good. It's really nice having these streams, especially for when you work by yourself all the time. It's just really nice.
Does anyone else feel a sense of dread during the beginning of the year? Maybe it's a seasonal thing, but like clockwork, I feel the pressure of getting your life together, but feeling simultaneously very burnt out, recovering from the winter festivities, all lead up to a scheduled existential crisis. I feel like my year doesn't really start until April because I spent the majority of January to March trying to get acclimated back to the swing of things and figure things out, and then I vanish from all of my social medias because I just can't bring myself to post. During the first quarter, I feel like I'm the most hard on myself because I'm also reflecting on last year, on things with my business slash art that I didn't do, etc, etc. Also, it didn't help with how frustrated I am and where I am with my art. It just always felt like I was missing something. During my scheduled crisis, I got really sick during the beginning of February. I was bedridden for like a good 10 days, forcing myself to slow down and being more mindful of my health because I am a workaholic. But I had an epiphany. Maybe we should be more nicer to ourselves, and because it's getting quite tiring, and that this imposter syndrome shouldn't feel as heavy because we deserve this life and career because you work so hard on it. Felt like a weight was lifted off. But mind you, it wasn't just like overnight that I had this epiphany. It's been years of shadow work trying to figure myself out and what works well for me. But it felt like an itch that I couldn't scratch. But I think during that period in February, I think things started to slowly come together. While I was sick, I ran across Airi Pan's video, How Care Sets Your Art Apart. She's a prolific and amazing artist who gathers a lot of common thoughts that we have and put it into words. To this day, I think about this video because I feel like the reason why my art has been feeling really off is because I don't care as much anymore. I have to admit that I'm not as thoughtful, but at the same time, I'm trying to be a perfectionist. We live in such a fast-paced society that we want results as soon as possible, especially if it's on your livelihood or this is just something that's very important to you. I think the hardest part of making your hobby and passion into a job is just getting lost along the way. It was just disrespectful to me, the craft, and everything I worked for if I just kept half-assing everything. I understand that I felt burnt out and change happens, but to be that destructive was not very kind to behave towards something that I once dreamed of doing. I love art. I love creating. That's my entire existence, but I felt like my efforts were being misplaced within these past few years. Working hard is definitely not a bad thing, but it was a great reminder that what really matters is the intention, type of energy, and love you pour into the craft. Often people talk about working on technique to get better, but a healthy and balanced mindset will take you very far. Give it a watch. It's such a grounding video, and I hope you take something from it like I did. Things that have been helping a lot with gaining a better sense of self for me for these past few years is through physical analog, so journaling and scrapbooking. I have these are all my journals. So every morning the moment I wake up, I try not to go on my phone, and I do at least like 3 pages of stream of consciousness writing. So whatever I'm thinking within that moment, I will not hesitate and write it down. I think the hardest part about journaling is figuring out what to write. But once I was advised that there's no right way to journal and just do you, I think that really opened up a lot for me. I think with journaling, it's associated with having to write something like super groundbreaking and super serious, and you have to be grammatically correct and super deep. No, you don't have to do that. Just if you want to eat noodles, just write you want to eat noodles, and it's really not that deep. And I find it really nice to associate journal with also positive thoughts as well. I used to journal when I'm like in very emo and just in the dumps, but now I also journal like when I'm bored, when I have like literally nothing going on with my life, and then also when I'm feeling the highest of highs as well. So overall, like now journaling is very integrated into my routine. It has helped tremendously because, as I mentioned, we are very hard on ourselves, especially as people. We are very self-conscious about what we say, what we do. But if you have a little safe space, then you can just be who you are and just write whatever. And it's really good practice as well, going into in a creative way regarding making things. So if you have an idea, you write it down immediately instead of like containing it and putting it in your back pocket. But when I journal, what I do is, of course, like, put the date, but usually I put the weather and then how I'm feeling that morning through stars. It has helped a lot for me tracking my mood and see how I'm feeling, if there's like a trend, and maybe there's a reason why I'm feeling that way. Really good. This is an Electrum journal, but I've been using Moleskine. This is my first time using this one. This one's a little bit wider, and look how cute. At the Grand Canyon. I went on a trip to the Grand Canyon last year and it was life-changing. But this is my Hobonichi weeks. I did when I did my vlog, my studio vlog last time, I had this and I was decorating the front, but I wanted to update you guys with how it looks now because I've been filling it up more than I expected. And there's like a few pages, but this is more for like logging what I did during that week. It's not really like reflections. It's me just jotting down what I did on a random Tuesday, and it's a small detail, but it's really cool looking back on the day, and you're like, oh yeah, I did do that. And here's a few of my favorite spreads. But for those who are not familiar with Hobonichi, a bit on the pricier side, probably like one of the more popular brands, and they have variations of different planners. I like this one because it's less space, so it's less pressure for me to make to fill up the page. You have the weeks and then a blank grid, so you can write whatever you want. Everyone uses this planner very differently. Some people actually plan it. I guess another thing that really helped me out is this book. I won't get too into it, but I'm pretty sure you've seen this floating around with other creatives. This is where I got the practice to do morning pages. So if you're ever looking for a book that you feel very creatively stuck and you want to engage or kickstart that creativity again, highly recommend this book. It's thanks to that I've written so much, and that's how you get the creative juices flowing. Kind of impressive. It's really cool having a physical log of all of your thoughts in one place. If you think about it, it's your second brain. I don't think we write often anymore, especially when you're out of school, or write physically anymore since everything is digitized. But also to having a collection on your shelf, it's quite satisfying. So yeah. What else? I decided to take a portrait drawing class at my local community college to fill in my time, but also to go back to my roots and sharpen my drawing skills. I originally started as a traditional artist with acrylic and gouache being my main medium. Then later when I got my iPad, I 100% went digital, and I haven't really drawn or painted since then, really. I love digital art, but sometimes it does get overwhelming, and I do affiliate it with work now, sadly. So I really needed a change of pace. I have class in about 20 minutes, but I wanted to show you guys a haul of the art supplies that I got. The main supplies that we're using in this class is charcoal. I haven't used charcoal in so long, so I was looking for my old materials back when I started school, like 5 years ago, but they were completely gone. I was like, I'm never gonna use this again. Lo and behold, I'm back. So we got a little pencil utility box, a little holder. What else? We got book stumps, more pencils, because I run through these like crazy. I am a pretty heavy-handed person, and I run through pencils pretty fast. So that's why I have 2 packs of these. But also I love a good bundle. We got vine charcoal, which is more softer than regular charcoal. More vine charcoal. This is more for like precise. This is so chaotic. It's usually sandpaper. Doll clips, of course. But this has been at my entire art career since No, I got this like my art class in high school, and everyone knows these pencils. My tried and true. Hopefully the lead didn't break. But I will sharpen all of these. But And these are graphite pencils. And lastly, most importantly, my sketchbook. I do not like thick sketchbooks. If they're kind of intimidating to me, so I really like thin ones and not the ones with the spiral bound. And since these are for notes, so I'm very excited. We're gonna go and walk in, and today's our first class session, so we're taking notes and all that. I think I have homework. You would think you would never go back to school even after you establish like a career and stuff. For me, I just need to go back to the basics. I need to have structure in my life. That's what I wanted to do, and improve my drawing this year for sure. Open the sketchbook real quick before we go. I have to use my teeth. Oh, this is nice. Oh, this is not pure white. It's like an off-white. It's not eggshell. It's more a little bit beige. It is now 12:57. Let's go to class. So these are my notes. We did the can you see that? The basic structure of the skull, but more in a block formation. And here's another one for you guys. I'm doing homework, and this is the homework. We have to replicate this onto the sketchbook, but the other homework was to make my favorite activity is breaking down the skull into prisms. We like broke down the skull into this prism like shape. I think for this one, this was my first one, I kept redoing it. I think this plane is a bit too wide, but it's okay. That's why we're practicing, so we can train our eye a little bit better. This is the other one, and the last one was quite challenging. I'm not gonna lie. I was doing it over and over again. So far from what I learned from this drawing class, my observation skills very, very down. I need to get better with like proportions, and I notice as well I've been getting a little bit impatient when it gets to digital drawing, and I think I just need to humble myself and really just enjoy the process of observing and taking my time. I think that the comment why I'm taking this drawing class is just, you don't already know how to draw though, like why are you taking this class? It does feel like a step back, but it's not basic drawing, it's a portrait drawing class, so it's not me going back and drawing cubes and still lifes. Yeah, my instructor is just very good at what he does, and I really vibe with his teaching style, and I feel like I'm really leveling up with my skills. In the middle of all of this, TikTok did get banned on January 19th. It was interesting. And then it came back like 14 hours later, which talk about dramatic. But I stopped using the app Cold Turkey after all that because it was just way too much. But the only thing that stressed me out of all of that was CapCut being gone. I was like, dang, that is my main editor. But TikTok is my origin story that really launched my career with high-Q brain rot, and I was really reflecting on the day of the ban. It is Saturday, January 18th, and TikTok might get banned this afternoon, so I am downloading my entire TikTok archive. This is my lore. This is my backstory as to how I became a full-time artist, and how the power of anime friendship really propelled me with where I am today. And historically, this is my first TikTok, me drawing the sardines. This is when I first got my iPad. I got my iPad August 2019. But yeah, it was 2020, pandemic, as everyone was lost and bored and just at home worried about what's gonna happen next. I was warehouse job at Amazon, and I remember I used to pack groceries, listen to podcasts on how to become an artist and all of that. I remember at the same time too, my best friend recommended me haiku as something to like fill my time up with, and I, growing up, I've always loved anime. I always loved cartoons and shows and movies and everything, so they was like, okay, perfect, I'll just watch that. And I was obsessed. I loved it so much, to the point that I was inspired to draw art for it. And I remember coming home being so excited to like whip out my little iPad that I used all of my money from. I wiped out all my savings. I had no money, but I had my iPad and a dream. So every night I come from home from a shift, and I started drawing like everyone. It was just
it was an escape for me, and I was able to, and I posted it online. And one of my first viral TikToks was this one. And people saw that, and then people were cracking up, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just keep going because this is like really fun.
Since I did do cold turkey with TikTok, and then on top of that, I put app time limit on my phone from like 12 a.m. to 8 a.m. I'm not able to go on any social media. I've just been really bored as of recently, and I don't know how to be bored anymore because being bored makes me anxious, and I fill in that anxiousness with doom scrolling. And now that I don't have that, I really had to adjust what I do on my free time. So I just been drawing again. And that's what it's like. If you guys notice, like there's been a really big shift on my content on Instagram. I have been doing all sorts of things now, like journaling, scrapbooking, drawing comics, making reels, a lot of personal projects back to do. It's like, as I mentioned in my other vlog, I've just been feeling so lost and why can't I make my original stuff? But now I've just been like doing a full send now because I feel like I'm just getting older and I just don't care anymore. And and these personal projects have been giving me like a great sense of fulfillment and confidence. Another thing I'm working on if you guys have probably seen, are like mini self-employed artist mini vlog reels, and just to keep you guys updated in the loop, because making full vlogs takes me an eternity. My last vlog was 2 months ago. It takes so long to edit. Many people commented that they really enjoy these little tidbits of my life, and overall I've noticed that within the past few weeks I noticed I have a knack or the need to be telling a story one way or another in whatever format. I've been working on trying to improve my writing, which is something I didn't expect. Another craft to work on, but having fun, that's all that matters. I often get the question of where do I get my inspiration from, which influences my art style. I saw this comment on YouTube that really altered the way that I try to explain this, but the comment was, I feel whenever they felt like looking for inspiration, I automatically default to examples from other artists who work in the same medium, but I really like the idea of sourcing from other disciplines in nature. Like, think of it like a flower arrangement, which was like, whoa, because when you look at other disciplines, you're able to take bits and pieces of it and making it your own. A bouquet of your own stuff. And I noticed I gravitate towards films, graphic design, and photography as my main source of inspiration instead of looking at other artists and illustrators, because sometimes this is such a bad habit. I hate this, and it shouldn't be that way, you know, because I find myself comparing stuff to theirs, which is it's not good. It's not healthy, but I'm working on it. But speaking of films, two of my monthly favorites are Severance and Mellow Movie. These are just two different genres, but both insanely written. Go watch it. It's so good. And another thing I picked up was felt making. It was Ben and I's anniversary, and every year I make a handmade gift. And do you notice that it's a crab? It's because this man loves to go crabbing and fishing. After his full 8-hour night shift job, he goes to the beach for hours and just chills out. And I tag along as well. I sit on a little chair and I just listen to the ocean. I just sit there. Call me crazy. I don't bring my sketchbook. I don't listen to music. I just sit there for like hours and just stare and daydream. I feel like my mind is just so chaotic already. It's just like, I feel like that was like finally the time that I'm like, you know what? Let's just do absolutely nothing and just admire the nature. If you're ever in the SF area during the weekend, Ocean Beach or Great Highway is closed. So people are able to like walk on the actual street, jogging with friends and even a lot of families. And it's always just something to look forward to. I would also like to preface, I have caught a few crabs myself. I also have those fisherman waterproof suits. Here's like a little picture of me with a crab. And side quest and fun fact that I do on my downtime. Yeah. facts, fun fact. And update on Pistachio, she has upgraded. She has a gallon tank condo situation and she's living the life. She's been very cold, as I mentioned, and since it's the winter time, and she's been eating less. And as a worried mother, I was seeking answers on forums, but I was rest assured by my vet friends that she's just in a hibernation period where she's just not as hungry. But it's gonna be 6 months since we got her and I love her so much. Such a great addition. Just always just something to look forward to in the morning to feed her. And I just love taking care of her. She's just great. She's just my baby, my angel. Aside from that, the first 3 months of the year are always a rough start for me. I know probably many of you guys feel the same way. It's just overstimulating. You know, you're recovering from the holidays and then suddenly it's boom, it's the new year. All of these obligations and expectations that you have for the year. It's just too much. It's too much. That should not be the case. So change is slow. You know, like, and also just don't be too hard on yourselves. You know, it's only 2 months into the year. Things will slowly come into fruition. However, since I am aware that I have the hardest time during the winter, I've made adjustments like trying new things and going out more, even though there's no sun where I live sometimes. It's just overall just trying not to be in my head anymore and actually just enjoy life. For once, with all the changes I made, this is actually the best I've ever felt during the winter season. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. I wanted to try something new with the way that I formatted this vlog because I hoard all of these clips on my camera without any context sometimes. It feels like we're hanging out, you know? I'm just a friend that you haven't seen in a while and I'm just letting you know what's happening in my life. I am hopeful for 2025 and hugs across the screen because it's been a long year already, aka just 2 months. But I hope you've been doing well. Make sure to keep warm and eat good food. It's going to be a very plentiful year and I hope all the things that you want to achieve, all the things that you want to create, and all the things that you want to experience will happen this year, and it will. Stay healthy. I'm sending good vibes. I'm sending good vibes through the screen, guys. That's all I got. That's literally all I got. I'm pumped that I'm able to create again sustainably this time too, which is what I've been wanting to do for a very long time. So thank you for watching this video. Have a good morning, afternoon, and night, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Boom.